Hi everyone, today I'm here with Bill Murphy. He is running as the presidential candidate for the Rights Party. So Bill, what is your biggest failure that you have experienced in life and how did you overcome it?
Well, I think my biggest failure was when I was coming out of med school and I was trying to find a job. During that time in 2008, there weren't that many jobs around, so I think my biggest failure was trying to attempt to get a job and I wasn't able to get one. But the good thing about trying to get a job is that you just keep on working at it until you finally get your job. And that's what I kept on doing, and I eventually got a job at the University of Pennsylvania running their oncology department. And so eventually, if you just keep on persevering, then you overcome your failures.
That's great. What are some leadership roles you have taken on in life and what did you struggle with?
Well, like I was saying, one of the leadership roles I had was running the oncology department at the University of Pennsylvania, and it was challenging to direct like all 10 of the physicians and all the other people working in a group. But once you get them all together and like you're working for the same goal, and like that the goal you're working for is noble, then people usually get down to work, and it's usually pretty good. Mm-hmm.
Yep. As a potential candidate, what are your biggest strengths and weaknesses?
I think my biggest strength is that I've been in the business industry, so I know how that works. I've been in the healthcare industry, so I know how that works as well. And also, I was a senator for 3 terms in Pennsylvania. And so I think those 3 things coupled together make me a very strong candidate because I know how the inner workings of the system work, so I'm very sure of myself.
What about your weaknesses?
But some weaknesses are that during my time as a senator, I wasn't exposed to as much foreign policy as I would want to. I still educate myself every day. I watch the news, I read the newspaper, but I feel like I wasn't exposed to as much foreign policy as I could have been.
Mm-hmm. That's great. And our last question of today is, as an American citizen, me and everyone wants to know, what should we know about your personal life?
Well, I have a wife and 2 kids, and my wife Alora and my 2 kids are Sam and Nick, and they're great kids.
That's great.
Yeah, and yeah, I'm just a hardworking citizen, just like everybody else, and I just want the best for every American in the United States. I want everyone to be free in themselves and sure in what they do in their lives.
Yeah. You sound like a great guy, Bill.
Thank
you everyone for watching. Hi everyone, I'm here today with Scott from the Stallion Party, and Scott, I'm just going to ask you a few questions on what the American people would like to know. So in your life, what is your biggest failure that you have experienced and how did you overcome it?
The biggest failure I've ever experienced was losing my grandmother, and I overcame it through the power of people, the people around me, and the influence of basically everybody in my life.
What are some leadership roles that you have taken in your life, and did you struggle with any of them?
Leadership is something I consider one of my strengths. I believe that as a leader, you have to communicate well, which I believe I do. And leadership roles I've held is basically just holding, I guess, priority among groups of people where I'm at the top, and I think that's pretty much what it is just a strong leader communicates well and gives direction.
Did you struggle with any of them that you had to?
Struggling, I mean, obviously there's any struggle with any kind of leadership role. Overcoming adversity is something that is prevalent in every situation that you face, and how you overcome that is basically, are you leading a group of people that want to be led, and how effective you are at leading them.
And as a presidential candidate, what are your biggest strengths, do you think?
My biggest strengths, I would say, is leadership, communication, and my ability to be personable and talk to people about their issues and what they believe that needs to be done by my campaign and my party.
And what about your weaknesses? Because everyone has them.
Weaknesses, I would probably say definitely writing. I'm glad I have a speechwriter, or else I probably wouldn't be able to do some of the things I do. But other than that, that's about it. I mean, weaknesses, really don't have that many.
Oh, okay. And the last question I'm going to ask you today is, what should America know about your personal life?
America should know about my personal life. I believe in a strong family and a strong central unit. I believe that the better people are around you and the better attitudes they have, the better they are situationally. And when your back's up against the wall, that if the people are close to you and they know you, then you'll be all right.
Thank you so much, Scott, for sitting down and talking to us today.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, today I'm here with Kirsten Ferguson. She's representing the Pineapple Party and is a potential presidential candidate. So Kirsten, what are some leadership roles you have taken on in your life?
Well, leadership is something that's extremely important to me. I have always thought of myself as a leader throughout my entire life. Even starting in school, whether it be school projects or on sports teams or anything, I've always thought of myself as someone that people can come to and they can talk to easily with things. So in my community, I've considered myself a leader within certain community groups, such as like the environmental programs in my community.
What is the biggest failure that you have experienced in your life, and how did you overcome it?
Well, earlier in my life, throughout my entire childhood, my family struggled with money, and sometimes it was difficult for us to make ends meet, so I just worked through it, tried to help my parents as much as I could, and we just tried to get by, and now my family is doing well, and like we've all been able to maintain the money.
Yeah. And as a potential presidential candidate, everyone has them. What are your what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses?
One of my strengths is definitely leadership as well as communication, and I also feel that I'm an extremely good listener, which is why I think that I would be the best presidential candidate, because I would listen to the American people and take in what they have to say and try to help out everyone.
What about your weaknesses?
Weaknesses would probably be writing. I struggle on that aspect a little bit, but
and the last question I'm going to ask you today is, what should America know about your personal life?
Well, I currently live in South Carolina, and I am married and have 2 children, Max and Thomas, and I attended Duke University, and right now I'm just enjoying my family life, and my kids are really in on campaign, and they really enjoy it, so.
Must be tough having a family while trying to campaign.
It is, but they enjoy it, and they've gotten involved too, so that's helped out a lot.
Thank you so much for being here today, Kirsten.